Sutam Devam Kamsachanudamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. Detachment is a great virtue. All our suffering, all our misery is because of our attachment to ourself, our body, etc. And attachment to other objects. Could be persons, could be places, could be concepts, could be systems, could be anything. We establish this attachment in pursuit of getting happiness. For happiness we become attached. It apparently starts giving happiness because after scrutiny only we get attached to. But most of the attachments eventually gives pain, misery. There is a reason for it. Even if it is a positive attachment, that too gives pain. So attachment could be good, or attachment may not be good. Or rather, attachment could be an object beneficial to you, or an object which is harmful to you. How it can be? How same virtue or vice can give opposite results? Tulsidasa, he writes in Ramayana written by him called Ramcharitmanas, that there is no difference between a good person and a bad person. There is no difference. Because both give you pain. A good person, when you have to be separated from him or her, you feel pain. And a bad person, if you come in contact with them, they give pain. Both of them are source of pain. This, he says, when we say everything is God, or God created everything, but still, it has a capacity to give you pain. So in our life also, we will find that we are supposed to practice two opposite kind of virtues. We used to make jokes that in the family, sometimes the parents will tell to the children, "You are too young, you don't need to hear all this." The same child will be told next day, "You have grown up, still you don't understand." So the child confuses. Yesterday I was not grown up enough, today I suddenly grew up. It is relative. For what you are considered grown, which are not, is two different things. So two diametrically opposite values, everywhere you have to practice, you will find. You have to be strict also, you have to be liberal also. You have to be free from anger also, but you must have a capacity to be angry, or rather capacity to express your unwillingness. Everywhere telling yes is not the answer. You must learn how to say no. Telling no is a big virtue. Mahatma Gandhi has written in one place which my father made me memorize when I was in class 5. The strength of your character depends upon your capacity to say no. I never wanted to smoke. My friends forced me and I could not say no. I don't want to do this, they forced me, I could not say no. From that point of view only, he says that strength of your character depends upon your capacity to say no. So in case of religious life, you are supposed to have these two different kind of virtues. You must have faith in your own religion. So much faith that nobody can shake that faith. But again, you don't need to hate others' religion. You must be liberal to that. While becoming illiberal, people accept them but lose footings from their own religion. Therefore, by mistake, different definitions have come of the word secular. What was secular? What is the origin of the word secular? Secular is something which has no connection with religion at all. Means neither it has an opinion about religion, nor it has a rejection about religion. Nothing to do with religion. Actually, originally the word came that which is worldly, not which comes from the church. So Latin word came like this. That which comes from the church is religious. That which comes from the world, not godly subjects. This worldly things are called secular. Everywhere people use this word and give a new meaning. Many words are there, I can cite. The original word means something different. But people start using this word in a different connotation altogether. And that becomes the established meaning, which is not there. One meaning of secular, which is very prevalent at this point of time, is that you have faith in your religion and you have respect for other religions. That is secular. The original meaning was not there. There is a word in Sanskrit called niriha. Practical meaning of this word is innocent. Oh, the boy is niriha, that means he is innocent. Actually, no. One who doesn't have desire, ni-iha. Iha means desire. One who doesn't have desire is niriha. They got desirelessness and they got the meaning of innocence. But, so the words we are using, the connotation changes. The word means different. If an Indian comes to Singapore, he is a foreigner. Same Indian, in India, he is not a foreigner. So the take which is given to a person as a foreigner depends on where he or she is. So every word has a connotation, every word has a meaning, every word has a conditional meaning. Anyway, so what we are talking here is that diametrically opposite kind of virtues we are supposed to have. When you do not have, for example, a person who is physically very strong, as of now, there is a negative connotation to that. Because most of the people who are very strong physically are not good to the society, are adverse to the society. So, these two sides of the same attitude, rather diametrically opposite attitudes, both we are supposed to have. We must have faith in our own religion, but we must have that Catholicity, that large-heartedness, or that liberal attitude towards other religions. That too, this doesn't mean that you do not care for the existence of other religions. No. You have faith in your religion and you are ready to accept other religions as they are. You are neither attached to it or part of it, neither you denounce it, neither you reject it. So you are neutral towards others and you have deep faith in your religion. Many times it is found, people who are very liberal, they don't have their own identity. And those who are very much engrossed in their own identity cultivate a kind of negative attitude towards others. So we have to have balance in these two. Strong in my own resolution, strong in my own faith from religious point of view, and also large-hearted enough to accept other religions as they are. Positive learning, welcome. But they do not criticize or they do not try to disprove the validity of those religions. That becomes harmony. Harmony is a mutual coexistence without any quarrel. There can be a state of minds when people are in harmony, they are indifferent about others, or they tolerate others because there is no acceptance. But to accept and be in harmonious state is what is ideal. So this broad-mindedness, this Catholicity about accepting others as they are, with all your common sense. Sri Ramakrishna was very full of common sense, he was. As he says, God is in everybody. God is in every living being. That doesn't mean you will go to the tiger and hug. So, seeing this positivity in others, with a deep-rooted faith in yourself. Why? Because the religion is not only a social identity that you belong to this religion. Religion is a bunch of values, practicing which you become more spiritual. The spiritual ideal of every religion, or rather, spiritual ideal as interpreted by that group of people is called that religion. Path is spirituality. That's why we were in one place by a discussion I was talking. If religion remains just practice of certain rituals and certain habits or belief in certain principles, that religion can be an organization. But until that religion is attached with spirituality, where you wholeheartedly involve in practicing those principles. If there is no higher ideal or aim, goal to reach somewhere which is beyond the senses, which is beyond this world, there is no point of these rituals. That's every religion you will find, every religion. The truth is above all the senses. By these 5 senses of knowledge and 5 senses of action, you cannot reach God. Therefore, while showing the Vishwarupa Darshana, or the universal cosmic form of God, Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, by these eyes you cannot see that. So I will be giving you Divya Chakshu, Divyam Dadamate Chakshu. I will give you these divine eyes to see that. So these 5 senses are not enough in every religion. Whether they say our way of telling is from where the Vedanta or the Hinduism says. They do not have that way of telling, they say in a different way really. In Christianity they say, you can see the Son, you cannot see the Father. Same thing, if we have to translate, it will be, you cannot see God, you can see the incarnation of God. The state of nirvana in Buddhism is beyond senses. The perception about Allah, God in Islam, also is beyond the senses. Hinduism, Brahman is beyond senses. Atman is beyond your words. Many years before we have discussed some topics, very fine topics, very subtle topics. While reading the Kenopanishad, we talked about it sometimes. Brahman or God is beyond. Beyond what? Beyond knowable and unknowable. You cannot know God. Not that you cannot know. So it doesn't remain the object of your knowledge, because it is eternally your subject. From that point of view, you cannot know. That's why Swamiji says in one way, knowledge is degradation. How knowledge can be degradation? That which cannot be an object of perception, how it can be your object of knowledge? It is the subject. Subject can never be an object. So Kenopanishad has few slokas, very subtle way of thinking. This is an object. It has a name, it has a form. As soon as it is an object, you know about it or you do not know about it. But the knowledge of Atman, knowledge of Brahman, or knowledge of yourself is beyond to be able to know or to be or not to be able to know. It is beyond knowledge and ignorance. You can know it, but you cannot know as you know other objects, because then God becomes an object. Very interesting slokas are there in Kenopanishad. About whom the mind cannot think, but because of whom mind is able to think. There is something in you, call it whatever you want to call, because of existence of that consciousness maybe, your mind is able to think. But mind cannot think about him. It is beyond the capacity of mind. Because mind can think about an object. You cannot think about a subject by an object. So it is completely beyond knowledge and ignorance. It is beyond knowable and unknowable. So few shlokas are there, few verses are there. Mind cannot know him, but because of whom the mind is able to know, that is God, not the one whom you are worshipping in the temple. Beauty of Hinduism lies here, that scriptures will tell the limitations of everything. It's a very good practice in Hinduism to go to temple and to worship and do rituals and do meditation on the form, everything. But parallel it is said that by doing this, nobody can give you a surety of realization. Then you can say, then why should I do it? Because you don't have other goal. Those who know about it. In Kanchi there was a great Swami who is known as Paramacharya, passed away at the age of 100. He is pure Vedanti, talks about Vedanta, talks about this formless God and the Self. He was found doing worship of the Sri Chakra. He was worshipping with flowers. So the visitor who was allowed to visit him says, how come? When you meet people, you talk about Vedanta, you talk about the formless God. But here I am seeing you are worshipping a symbol. Paramacharya beautifully answered. In Atman, Brahman relationship, it is just knowledge. There is no action. But when I am on the level of my body and if I have to do some actions, which action is better than this worship? So give relative importance to everything. Nothing is wrong. Kindergarten is wrong? No. If any of us want to study, no, I want admission in kindergarten as a student, people will laugh at it. So your seeking admission in kindergarten as a student is a laughable thing. But kindergarten is very true for those children who are supposed to get admission there. So everything has these two aspects. Another shloka says, which cannot be seen by eyes, but because of whom the eyes are able to see. Eyes are able to see because consciousness is there in you. A person dies, eyes are wide open, but not able to see. Just a little gross example, but it's okay. Now Swamiji passed away. So we have a ritual to give a ceremonial bath to the body before cremation. And they shave the head also. All these practices are there. So while giving bath, I was there. So when they pour water, the water goes inside on the eyeballs. There is no movement, correct? Because the person is dead. Even if eyes are there, the process of seeing doesn't happen. Yes, chakshusana pashyati. Eyes are not able to see that. Yena chakshunsi pashyati. By whom the eyes are able to see. Tadeva Brahma. That is God in you. not that which you are worshipping. Worshipping is from devotional point of view, is on dualistic point of view. If you have to think an object to meditate, take object of God. I remember a very senior Swami was teaching to the novice Swamis in our order. And so he told, God is in everything. If God is in everything, you should be able to meditate on anything which is of this world. While the Swami was telling, a cat passed through. So one novice, he told, then can I meditate on this cat also? The Swami gave such a beautiful answer. Why? Cat was walking, cat was able to see, cat was able to smell, cat was able to eat. It's because of consciousness inside the cat. You can very well meditate on a cat after removing catness from that object. If you can meditate on the consciousness which is there in the cat, it's okay. But if you put a picture of a cat, that meditation may not help you. So, an object of worship is from dualistic point of view, from devotion point of view, is not wrong. Just as children taking admission in kindergarten is not wrong. But when you come to this knowledge part, or the truth part, then that is beyond perception of your senses. In every religion it is so. No religion says God can be seen with these eyes. It is beyond senses. 5 senses of perception and 5 senses of knowledge. Human being has these 10 senses. And also there is a mind. Without mind, no senses can work. If your mind sleeps in the night, even a snake passes on your body, you won't be able to know. When you are awake, even an ant will come, you will be able to know. If the mind is not present, even if I speak, you won't be able to hear if your mind is not here. If you are thinking about something different, you won't be able to. Even if you are sitting here, even if your ears are not closed, still you can't hear, because mind has to be there. So mind is the root of all the senses. Senses of knowledge and senses of action. No senses out of 10 can function without mind being attached to it. If mind is not attached, touch sensation will not be there, sight sensation will not be there, smell sensation will not be there, hearing sensation will not be there. That's why when you go to the temple, see how the practices will have come. Practices are little different in different religions, but you can generalize it, then you will find it is the same. There is a place to sit. If you go to temple, you sit on the floor. If you go to mosque, you sit on the floor. If you go to church, sit on the bench. The place to sit is there. A kind of incense will be burned to take care of your nose, so that nose doesn't want to get some other smells which can make you think about other objects. Whether it is a temple, whether it is a church or a mosque or synagogue or whatever, a backdrop is beautiful to see. Your eyes are taken care. Ventilation is there, either aircon or air circulation is there, so that your sensation of touch is taken care. Then there will be some singing or ringing of the bells or some sound will be there to take care of your ears. All five senses of perception are taken care in the religious place, so that your mind can be free from other objects of those five senses, and you catch hold of these things which are in the temple, so your mind will be concentrated. This is how the psychology of the temple works. But with all that beautiful decoration is there, nice fragrance of incense stick is there, nice music is going on, sitting arrangement also is comfortable, aircon also is working, still mind will go out in the city. Because we don't have a habit of concentration. A simple teachings are there, which somehow nowhere it is taught. Every school it should be taught. It has nothing to do with religion. Keep your mind where you are. That's all. When you are eating, think about food. When you are in the class, hear what is being said. When you read what is there. You read here and then your mind is somewhere else cannot. So, where you are attached to the activity, your mind has to be there. Industries, when accidents happen, only one reason. Oh, I was thinking something different, that's why my finger got cut. While cutting vegetables, you cut your finger. Why? Fingers were cutting vegetables, but mind was somewhere else. While eating, you bite your tongue. Because this side you are eating, but your mind is thinking something different. So mind has to be where you are. That's all. I saw somebody was meditating like this, trying to meditate. You don't need to try to meditate. Be where you are. If that habit develops, your study will automatically improve because your mind is in the class. When a teacher or a professor teaches, if there are 100 students, all 100 of them will get different marks in the exam. Why? Amount of concentration is different. Same thing is told, reception is not there. We don't have any radio here, but the waves are in the air. As soon as you bring the radio and tune it, wave will come into it. So in the same way, it is said that spirituality also is like this. You need to tune yourself with that. Some people go to certain holy places and they feel very happy. Oh, the place was so conducive for spiritual practices. Another person goes and says, it was a marketplace. So much noise, so many people. How to concentrate? It's all in the mind. I don't know if any of you have gone to Varanasi. Varanasi is a place which is the holiest city in India. There is no great person who was born in India has not visited Varanasi. But if you go to Varanasi, dirty, overpopulated, noise pollution, big cows are right sitting in front. So people say, how? And so many vices are going on. So when somebody asked me, we are going to Varanasi, I told, don't try to see what you are seeing elsewhere. And it is something, if you want to enjoy Varanasi, spiritual side, you need to remove that algae which will be floating on the water. So you remove the algae and take deep. The same way, you need to ignore what you see, what you hear. Then only you will be able to taste the spiritual significance of Varanasi. In Hinduism or culturally, many cities, many places of pilgrimage, a particular time is attached to it. If you want to enjoy the spiritual side of that, that is the ideal time you have to go. Dead of night in Varanasi, late evenings, not before dark, time before sunset is ideal in Vrindavan. Go to Haridwar, Rishikesh, etc. Early morning is good. If your mind is good, all 24 hours are the same. But nature has provided certain frequencies as if, and if you can tune yourself with that, then you start enjoying that. To identify yourself with the nature or to tune yourself with the place. Sometimes you do by yourself, sometimes it just happens. And when it happens, you are the only person who will be overwhelmed by that. People around you will feel, what's the big deal about it? I saw a video, I don't remember the name. A group of young boys and girls came from USA and came to Haridwar and went to Rishikesh. So they were backpackers, keeping big bag at the back and walking. In that group, one girl, in her 20s maybe, she said, I'm very tired. You people go and come by the same way. You will find me here sitting. What you want to do? I will keep my 2 feet in the water of Ganga because there are steps. Very comfortably, whichever step you sit according to your requirement. I will be sitting here. You people go. When you come back, I will come with you. It's okay, don't move from here. This girl sat on the bank of Ganga, put her 2 feet in the water, took little water and sprinkled to be cool, no religious sentiment. Because she is not Indian, she is not Hindu really. She says, when slowly my friends went, I suddenly felt there is nobody around me. And I started feeling a kind of emotion. And I felt this is what I am looking for in my life. That girl never went back to America. Some more things happened. Big story. She stayed back in Rishikesh. She joined in one nunnery and she is still in her 50s. She became a nun, helping people, teaching children English and leading her own spiritual life. No colleague, neither she was prepared nor anybody was prepared. So, if you are tuned to the place, it is something like electricity is there in the wire. You have an instrument, just put the plug in the socket joined together and immediately electricity will start flowing in your instrument. In the same way, if we are able to connect with, if we can tune ourselves with the vibrations or spiritual flow or whichever way you want to put it, then it starts flowing in you. And sometimes you are not ready even. It comes. I don't know, many times it happens in our life. A particular moment, you say, yeah, this moment I have lived earlier. Maybe in this life only, we are not talking about previous lives. As if it is repeated, the same situation, the same mindset, everything same. So when you are due to it, then you start feeling it. So the preparedness for that, depth in your own religious practices and religious belief, and also broad enough. You don't need to practice other religions, but you may have complete acceptance of them, accepting as they are. You do not have issues with their practices. They are not disturbing your practices, you are disturbing their practices. So this is a state of mind where two things which are apparently opposite, to have firm faith in your belief system or in your religious values, in your spiritual practices, faith in that, but also you have compassionate attitude towards the practices of others, their practices, their belief system. You don't need to force, like they should be forcing to you. Swami Samachittananda gives a beautiful example. You saw a seed of a plant. It's a small seed, very, very small. Sometimes like a mustard. We don't have here. If you have seen the banyan tree, which is very huge, the banyan tree has fruits. Every fruit inside you will find there are so many seeds. Every seed has a capacity to create another banyan tree. So whole banyan tree is involved in that seed, in the fruit, and inside the seed, in every seed. One banyan tree can be millions of seeds. And every seed has the possibility to become the huge banyan tree. So idea is this, that when you sow the seed, what you do? You provide the manure, you provide proper soil, you provide water, you provide the sunlight. Then the seed sprouts and becomes a plant. The seed neither becomes the soil, nor becomes air, nor becomes water, nor becomes manure, nor becomes sunlight. It becomes a plant. But it takes help of everything. In the same way, all of us are unique in our spiritual way. We take help from everything. We don't become that. We take help of that. And uniquely we grow. There is no repetition of any of us. We all are unique in our own way. Your way need not be my way. Maybe there is something common. That's why we are here. There are many people which you don't find any common. That doesn't mean you are enemies. They are unique by themselves. So, this was the idea that we accept these values. But it is very important to be firm in your own values, because you need to grow. When you walk on the path, say for example you are driving a bicycle or a car, you don't have conflict with other cars on the road, but you should be identified with your car, otherwise you will meet an accident. So you identify yourself with the car, you love that car, you operate that car, but that doesn't mean you have a differences with other cars. All the cars are unique. All the cars are individual cars. Each other may not have any conflict, but you will respect all of them. But you should have firm faith, full control over your car. In the same way, spiritual life also is the same, that we must have a control over our life. So far as you cooperate with others, as much as you can, but to avoid not to be in conflict with others is very important. Not to be in conflict. Swami Vivekananda says in one place, always choose the path of least resistance. Do it in such a way that you have minimum problem with others. It doesn't matter. For example, there are so many chairs to sit. That's why you can choose to sit on the same chair every Sunday. But on some day, if somebody, new person comes or somebody else comes and sits on the chair, and if you come and say, please get up, this is my chair, that person will cooperate you and will get up but laugh. What is there in the chair? You can sit anywhere. So, to be firm in principles, very, very unique one idea is given that with regards to the principle, with regard to those things which will make you progress in your life, to be very firm, because this is your practices. But when it comes to an opinion, no need to be so fanatic about it. Somebody comes and says, but today is very hot. Yeah, it is hot. Then are you telling lies? Oh, you didn't feel so hot. How you can say it is hot? Don't go into this kind of argument. He feels hot. Yeah, today is hot. Next man will come. Today it is quite pleasant, not that hot. He said, yeah, today is very pleasant. It doesn't make any difference in you. But when it comes to your own life principles, you be firm. This is your practice. But to accommodate others and to flow with the water with regard to opinions, these two again are two opposite characteristics. To be very firm and to be very liberal. With regard to principles, very firm. With regards to opinion, very liberal. Yes, okay, it's your opinion, it's all. But that which contradicts to your common sense. No, I saw one cow was there, its milk was black. Sorry brother, it cannot be. Milk is always white. Cow can be of different colors. Milk cannot be of different colors. So truth is something, opinion is something different. So always it is so. When I came here first, I attended many small courses for the sake of voice on. One whole day I spent with them. How educative it is. And it is very important in our individual life also. We are very casual sometimes by narrating an incident. So the whole day we spent in discriminating between the fact and the fiction. Fact and opinion. If I say, okay, there are 11 people, including me, there are 12 people in this room. This is a fact. 12 cannot be 11, 12 cannot be 13, correct? But if I have to say, oh, this gentleman is good, it's an opinion. Oh, this gentleman is not good, it's an opinion. So when you narrate something, an incident has happened, and you are supposed to report the incident. So we were taught. The reporting is a very skillful thing. You write exactly what has happened. Don't put your colors and opinion into it. I remember what Swami passed away. So anyway, long story short. So we called the doctor. And I had never seen a death certificate at that time. So I told the doctor that we need a death certificate. So he wrote, and because doctor has written, I didn't even read it. I just kept it in my table. Then a senior Swami came. Did you collect the death certificate? Yes, the doctor has given. Show me. He said, throw it away. I said, how to throw away? It's a death certificate. Which doctor will write like this? I said, I do not know. I don't know the language. The doctor writes, when I came, I found him dead. This is not a death certificate. Anyway, then we call another doctor and told him to write it properly. Sometimes doctor doesn't, he also has that much experience. So the narration, it is opinion is one thing, fact is another thing. And scrutiny is another thing. Whatever. So idea is this, that many times there's two different kind of qualities. Looks apparently opposite to each other, but we are supposed to have both together and find a way in spiritual life to grow with the help of this firmness and also broad-mindedness. Fanatic with yourself and your practices. When others are involved into it, you can't be fanatic towards them. At that time you have to be liberal towards them. In following your ideal, you can be fanatic. Fanatic means very resolved, one-mindedness. But when it comes to other, liberal, you should take it. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsu Sri Ramakrishna Mission Singapore.